Holy jeez, I haven't done one of these in a very long time. How's it going, everybody? It's me. How's my quality? How's my sound before we get started? I don't want to have to keep keep repeating myself. So let me know if I am okay. Yeah, Stanley, this is live. I will be looking down because my laptop is over there. And I am going to be talking to you and sharing with you as long as it takes to explain what the heck is going on. I am streaming on my Facebook as well as my YouTube. I haven't really done anything with my Facebook other than posting pictures for a very long time. So having this on my Facebook, hello, anybody that's following me on my Facebook. Comments are welcome. This is going to be sort of just sort of a very random, not totally random, but I wanted to do this today. I felt like today was sort of the deadline. I feel like that light there is is a little harsh. Let's see if I can reduce that a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. That's a little better. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Where's everybody coming from? Let's get that out of the way. Is everybody all right? I have been on a bit of a roller coaster ride, and I'm sort of beginning a pretty amazing new chapter, and I wanted to share it with you. Now, before I get started, this is happening on August 19th, Thursday. The video that I last published while I was on my tour in Mongolia, headed towards Xinjiang, is from June the 3rd. So there's a big gap there. And I honestly didn't want to share present day because so much crazy stuff has happened. Because it is going to be a little hard to juggle the past with the present. But I'm about to do something pretty amazing. And I wanted to make sure to tell you about it because you guys are like my family, my second family, obviously. And I like to let you in on the things that I'm doing, especially fairly momentous things. So let me lay some groundwork. For those of you that are watching, let's see, we got 100 people, 107. There's going to be a lot of questions as I go along. So if some of you are following me from the pandemic period forward, you have seen me in China most of the time. And you've seen me traveling around China, talking about the pandemic. I traveled to the United States at the beginning of the pandemic, and I gained a lot of traction with my subscribers. I shared my perspective on what the pandemic was doing. I shared my perspective on thoughts between China and the United States. And I felt like I had a pretty even keel on that opinion. And so people started watching me more. But if you know me before that time, or you've watched me before that time, staying in China was not my end goal. As a matter of fact, I thought that this pandemic was going to be temporary. I'm going to look at chats from time to time, but I do want to communicate this story with you clearly before I start doing that. Edinburgh, Scotland. Hey, JaYoe. Who is JaYoe? You mean Jing? Montana? Yeah. Before the pandemic, I was cycling around the world. I started in mainland China. I went to Korea. Actually, I can show you, actually. Let's go here. I'll do this. So I started, I can do that. Oh, no, I can do that. So I started in mainland China, and I worked my way. This is my map on JaYoe, by the way. So if you guys are interested. So I started at this blue line here. Actually, if you really want the whole story, I started on this orange line and I started cruising around along this route. I went from Ningbo into the like Nanning or Nanchang, and then down to Hong Kong. And then I was halfway up on my way to Guilin when I was hit by a truck. That ended the first attempt at my world cycle tour. The second one here is in blue, and that one didn't get too long either before my knee blew out, and I ended up having to pause my cycle tour again because I wanted to prepare for climbing Everest, which I did in 2016. I did not summit Everest, as a lot of people like to point out, but I did climb Everest, and I got just below the summit before I turned around. If you would like to see that story, it's very interesting. You can watch it by searching JaYoe and Everest, or you can just go to my map here and look over in this area here, and you can see all of my Everests. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Kunming. I've been a lot of places in China, but you go to Kathmandu and you can see my adventure on Everest. Actually, all of my videos, well, most of them are here on this map. Anyways, the third attempt at my world cycle tour, I decided to change. And I went from Lianyunggong in north of Ningbo, and I crossed a ferry over to Korea. And in Korea, I cycled the entirety from upper west to southeast. I cycled around Jeju Island, and then I made my way by ferry to Japan. From Japan, I went, this is kind of, you know, I'm rehashing here. From Japan, I went from northern Japan all the way to Kagoshima, took a ferry from Kagoshima to Okinawa, and then took a flight into Taiwan. When I was in Taiwan, my dad called me and told me that he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and he was had 6 months to live. If you guys remember that story, all of this is shared on my YouTube channel. And if you think it's a morbid story of my dad's passing, don't. It was a beautiful story of a son sharing his father's life. And I bonded with my dad more than I think I'd ever done in my entire life. I'm very thankful for what ended up being 6 weeks instead of 6 months. So didn't have a lot of time, and we made the best of the time that my dad had left. I returned after a long delay, settling family business, the funeral, and visiting family. I returned to the tour. I cycled around Taiwan, which was an amazing, oh my gosh, what an amazing journey to cycle around Taiwan. If you're interested, you can go ahead and watch all of those videos as I cruise around and share my entire tour. This map is a fantastic map. I think you should check it out. I will share that actually in the description if you haven't seen it already. Okay. And there we go. So then I took a ferry back to the mainland, and from Xiamen, I headed south. I actually met up with the point where I got hit by the car, and I met the police officer who took me to the hospital on that day. And I went to Guilin. From Guilin, I headed south into Vietnam, crossed the border from China into Vietnam, and then headed to Hanoi, and then up to the mountains of Sapa in the northern reaches of Vietnam. From there, I took this red line, which is anytime you see a red line, I designed this map very, very specifically. Red line is anytime I took a bus, because I needed to catch up on time and my visa was running out. I had my reasons. So I took a, crossing into Laos on a recumbent trike, sort of. So that's a trike on a bus there. And so from there, I got to Luang Prabang, which is pretty cool. And then I cycled Laos until I met my, that's why I was hurried up, because I had to hike the largest cave in the world. I met my friend Matt in Vientiane, and we took a bus because we had no time to Phong Na. Dong Hoi is where we had a hotel, and then in Phong Na we explored the largest cave in the world, Son Dong Cave. I really encourage you, if you want to see some cool videos, me and my friend Matt exploring the largest cave in the world on an expedition that we took there. So then I took I'm not looking at my comments, guys, so see what, how many years did it take you? I see that. How many years? Geez, I've been on the road for almost 7-8 years off and on. Like I said, my dad passing away, and Annie's father had cancer. And then there was all sorts of Eva. I had a daughter, and I climbed Everest. There's a lot of things in there. I had surgery, got run over by a truck. Anyways, you can see my adventure on the cave there. I since then took and wound my way around the coast of Vietnam and got to Ho Chi Minh, met a friend there. There's some fantastic stories of me meeting at the bike shops, fixing my trike. For those of you that don't know, I ride a really special three-wheeled trike, three-wheel bicycle, basically. And then I cruised in. I went to Siem Reap and I visited Angkor Wat, which was on my bucket list. The objective of my tour is not only to cycle around the world, but also to check off bucket list items along the way. Phnom Penh, I was almost mugged while cycling away from Cambodia at about 3 in the morning, because I was cycling through Cambodia during the summer months, and it was so hot. I mean, it was so hot. By the time it was like 2 o'clock, you were like in the hundreds, not hundreds, but 105 something degrees. So I tried to start early, and I started too early, and there were some clubbing kids that were riding around, and they ended up chasing me down some dark alleyways in the ghettos of Cambodia's largest city, Phnom Penh. It was scary. Then I cruised along the southern route of Cambodia until I crossed into Thailand, and then it was just beautiful. Thailand is a beautiful place for cycling, and I had a fantastic time there. Hey, Patrick Thompson, how's it going, everybody? So I cycled up across into Bangkok and then down. I stayed at my friend's house in Hua Hin while I was doing some work on the trike. My suspension on that trike was having some problems. And I cruised down. Then I did some island hopping. I bounced from one island. I met some old friends. I talked about some old stories. And then I met up with my friend Peter. And then Peter runs a trip, like a trike trip company. And me and him rode our trikes together across the waste of the southern southern section of Thailand. We got to the other side, to Phuket. I flew home to see Eva and Annie for Christmas. I think that was Christmas. Gosh, yeah, that was Christmas. So I flew home for Christmas, ready to get back on the road for a little while until Chinese New Year. Well, you guys know what's happening, what I'm talking about here. I ended up cruising, doing some island hopping, getting into Malaysia. In Malaysia, I met a good friend of mine Towan, and we explored, and he helped me explore the beauty of Malaysia. Now, I ended up getting to Kuala Lumpur after some adventure, and I encourage you guys to see that. And at the end of my Kuala Lumpur adventure, I met with my friend Danny in Kuala Lumpur, and I told him I need to go back home for Chinese New Year to Ningbo. And so I flew back to Ningbo. Hey, Jen Pepper, thank you so much. Hey, Jim Littler, welcome. So anyways, I was in Kuala Lumpur, met with my friend Danny, and also I met with my friend Gus, and I flew home to China, expecting to take a 2-week trip to visit my daughter and Annie before I flew back to the road and continued cycling. Before I get into that, I'll show you what I should have done. If there was no pandemic, I would have continued cycling. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not even showing you the map. I should have showed the map here. So anyways, just to kind of give you an idea, I cycled all this distance through Southeast Asia, Thailand, and then I got into Malaysia. But my plan was to continue through Indonesia, from Singapore to Indonesia, Indonesia to Australia. Australia for almost a year as I wind around and get to New Zealand. New Zealand from top to bottom. And then at that point, I was going to try and find a way to get back to Chiang Mai in Thailand, work my way through Myanmar. Of course, that was before Myanmar has the problems they're having, into Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, see Kathmandu one more time, head down through India into Sri Lanka, up into Pakistan, across Iran, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Turkey, Bulgaria, all the way up through the Slavic countries, down into Greece, up through Italy, all the way to the top of Norway. You can actually see all these points I mapped out on my map. And then cruise down through Norway, into Sweden, over into Iceland, down through UK, all the way down through Spain, into Africa, all the way down through Africa, down winding around the Democratic Republic of Congo, up into Rwanda, around Uganda, Kenya, Mozambique, all the way to South Africa. And then I was going to take a ferry all the way to South America, and then go to Antarctica, and then come back up, go all the way to Santiago, Montevideo, all the way up to Sao Paulo in Brazil, maybe do some Carnival across Paraguay, Bolivia, Peru, go see Machu Picchu, ride all the way across Colombia and Venezuela until I got all the way to, what is that, Tonga? It's not Tonga, but it's Trinidad. From Trinidad, they have a flight that would take you to Panama City to avoid what's called the Darien Gap, which is one of the most dangerous passings in the world. There's like no road there. So there's nothing for me to cycle. And from that point, I was going to cycle up through Mexico into the United States, all the way across and end in Alaska. So that was the plan. If you guys want to see my plan, too much. If you guys want to see my plan at all, you can go and check it out on my website, shared below. So now that you know that, you know what my plan was. And so this was not something that just came out of nowhere. This was a plan that I had been working on for over a decade. It grew, it evolved, but it ended up being something that I invested my entire life in. I gave up my business. I had a trading company. I gave up everything because I thought that the importance in life was travel, was seeing the world, meeting the people in it, and learning what they had to share with me. And then I had the ability to share it with you through these videos, which ended up becoming way more important than I could have ever imagined. Originally, I thought I was going to be doing videos like commercial videos for hotels and stuff to find a way to pay. The green is the planned trip, to find a way to pay the journey. But it turned out that I have special people, you guys. You donated to my Patreon. You supported me on the trip. You gave me great advice. And you shared in this journey in a way that I never thought possible. And it was beautiful and meaningful. And so when I left Kuala Lumpur, I went home and I stayed there for Chinese New Year. I had left in Kuala Lumpur all of my panniers, my clothes, most of my camera gear, not most, a lot of my camera gear, all of my cycling stuff, everything. You know, I just went home with a small backpack of stuff because I didn't think I was going to be staying long. And then we got some word that something was happening in Wuhan. And then shit hit the fan. And since then, I had never seen my trike again. The hotel that I left my trike in was kind enough to store it for me and all of my gear. But eventually that hotel, as many hotels in Malaysia and all across the world, could not support itself. And so it closed down. And so they moved it to another hotel. And it stayed in that hotel until that hotel closed down. Lucky enough, I was communicating with the general manager of that hotel, and they stored it there for me. And they said, whenever you come back, it'll be waiting for you. And so I waited. And I waited. And I thought to myself, let me enjoy my time in China. I became quite famous, not famous, but popular. My Douyin, which is my Chinese TikTok, runs under the name JaYoe. And my Douyin now has passed 1 million subscribers. I think my Bilibili is past 150,000. I think my Toutiao is up close to 100,000. And I think my Xiaohongshu is up around 50,000. Pretty incredible. The Chinese community has been amazing, and I've been really excited about sharing my life with that community. Through my success in China, I've had an opportunity to travel around the country. I've been to Xinjiang, Inner Mongolia. I've been to Guangxi, many of these places multiple times before. Sometimes I passed points where I cycled through, but I got to see it in a new way with a new group of people and have a new perspective. And I tried to share that with you. I went to Shanxi multiple times, Xi'an, and all over that area. I'm probably forgetting Chongqing. I went to Chongqing, and I had an amazing time in Chongqing. And I was making the best of my time in China, but I was always nagging. There was always this thing nagging at me. And it was always pulling at me and saying, you have this unfinished tour that exists more than just China. And it pulled at me and it pulled at me, and it started to tweak me. And although I enjoyed my time in China and I loved all of the places and the people that I met and the success that I was having, my life is not about chasing success. It was about chasing the opportunity to grow wisdom through the world. And none of this is new to the people that know me. So like my family in China, my family here, my friends, my friends who stay in touch with me, they all know this. And a lot of you know this as well. So a few months ago, my friend Matt called me up again. And my friend Matt, the man who visited me in Nepal before I went on Everest, the man that came to Vietnam and did the Son Doong Cave with me, he was living in Vegas. And I contacted him, as I do with my friends every so often. And I said, what's up? And he said, I'm going to go to Egypt. There's an amazing museum that's springing up there, probably the most amazing museum in the world. And if Matt Frazier is excited about a museum, it must be amazing, because both of us are similar. We're not big on museums. We like to go up a mountain, go through a tunnel, dive into the ocean, tangible stuff. So when he said museum, I said, well, why would you want to go to a museum? He's like, this is the most amazing museum in the world. And Egypt is allowing people in from America. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And he said, I'm also going to do like a 2-week live aboard after I visit the museum on the Red Sea. Now, the Red Sea is one of the most beautiful scuba diving spots in the world. And scuba diving is one of my passions. And so he planted a seed in my head. He wasn't asking me to go. He was just telling me what's happening. And I said, wow. These are bucket list items. These are JaYoe World Tour items. And it looks like there's an opportunity. There was also Jim, my old photographer friend I quarantined with when I came back to China from the United States in March, right after the pandemic seemed like it was scourging across America. And he said to me, I went to Iceland. And he said, I could go. I had a great time in Iceland. The flights were light, and we had an amazing journey with his buddy in Iceland. Iceland is on the world tour. It is on my bucket list to visit Iceland and explore that country. So I started thinking. I had been staying in China for a year. You guys know, there's no surprise. You guys know what I'm talking about. But as many as 800, well, you guys are the dumbest MFers. Not you, but you know who I'm talking. Some of you guys in your comment section are just the dumbest. The comments I see in my section are just golly. Anyways, I can't look. So I decided to buy a ticket back to the States. Now, it wasn't a decision I took lightly. As a matter of fact, the thing about China is you're very safe in there. But if you leave, you're out. It's like a VIP exclusive nightclub. You pay the bouncers to get in, but once you're in, you're going to have the time of your life. Freedom. Obviously, there are restrictions when there's COVID. They crush it down. But by their containment methods, it's quite amazing. Even now, I know that they're in a secondary lockdown. But hey, Noel, how's it going? So I knew that if I left China, I wasn't going to be able to get in very easily, at least not for a year. And so I had to make a very heavy decision. I had stayed in China for a very long time, longer than I had intended, because my idea was to visit China, to visit even Annie every few months. So I bit the bullet and I said, I've done a year in China. I'm going to do a year in America. So that's where I am. On, let's see here, pull up my notes. On, where is that? Yeah, on July 31st, I left China and I flew to Seoul. Then I flew to Paris. Then I flew to America. All of this I recorded in video form. All of it is a story that I want to share on this channel. But what do I say? This is one of the things, right? So this is a live stream. Live streams are a bit weird because they're present day no matter what. So I cannot keep the cover of sharing the Chinese stories and make it sound like I'm still here. Obviously, you know I'm in America. But where in America are you? I'm in Detroit. Hey, Haza, how's it going? Hey, everybody. Walkabout. Hey, how's it going? So the flight was interesting. It was wild. Actually, I have some pictures here. I can share with you. So it was funny because what is this? This is in Shanghai, Pudong. Everybody was in. There was people in hazmat, there was the face shields, there was the masks, there was the protections, there was a distance between people, there was all of this craziness. And then you got to America. And this was about it. There was a sign about bird flu, and that was it. I had to get a COVID test 72 hours before leaving because that was what you did. And you know who asked for it? You know who asked for it? The COVID test to make sure I was good? Nobody. Nobody asked for that COVID test. I got it. I had it in my backpack. China didn't need it because they were obviously, I was exiting China. I went to Seoul. They didn't need it. What the interesting thing, you had to go to Seoul because there's only one crew that is allowed into and out of China, and it's a very special flight crew. So I flew to Seoul, and then the crews changed. As pretty much anybody that's going in and out of China, they're probably going to stop at Seoul, and they're going to do a crew change, and that crew is special, so they don't have to quarantine every time. And I flew from Seoul to Paris, and I gave the girl, because I was going from Paris to the United States, I gave that girl my test. She said, I don't want to see it. Just sign the paper that says that you took the test. I could have lied on that paper. I gave nobody proof that I was COVID free, not a person. I went to the United States. All the masks sort of disappeared. Howdy ho, neighbor. Welcome to Detroit. It was remarkable. Remarkable. And I shared my impressions in video form that I want to put on the channel. So I have all of these videos. I flew out July. Airlines asked for it in Shanghai. Jeremy, that's cool. They didn't do that. They didn't do that for me. So, yeah, I'm not going to block most of you guys, but I don't know. I think Noel, if you see anybody that's really, really bad, you can block them, but leave everybody. I don't care. Most of these people make a fool of themselves anyways. So anyways, I have a few things I wanted to discuss with you. So I've been in China now, or in America now, since August, the end of August. So about end of July, right? Yeah. The end of, let's see, let me make sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It is the 31st of last month. So I've been here for 20 days. I'm sorry if I messed that up, but no, I did not bring Annie and Eva with me. They're staying in China. They're staying with their family. I knew what America was going to be like, and the shock of all of the safety measures that people virulently and honestly follow in China, and that's the feeling that keeps us safe, does not exist here. And I have been stomach. It's been a shock for me, like a real, honest to goodness shock. Seeing people absolutely not care about the virus. Some deny its existence. Some people I know, and some very, very conspiratorial. This country is extremely divided, more so than I even suspected. And I was kind of looking forward to coming here and taking my sort of Chinese ingrained, because I got Chinese propaganda in me, right? People here have American propaganda in them. And I was coming here with the idea to have an open mind and see if I could be converted more towards the American point of view, you know? And although I am sort of adjusting, I am very aware that this country has a lot of growing to do and a lot of issues that they need to deal with. And it's bananas, ._bananas. The US is bananas. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Welcome, everybody. We got 316 people in here. Hey, my name is Matt. You guys know who I am if you're watching the channel. Shocker if you guys just coming. I'm in America. And I'm having a lot of emotions. I miss my family in China, but I voluntarily came here. So, you know, I'm going to be here for a while. And I have a bunch of things that I'm trying to do. So now that you know I'm here, let me tell you what the plan is. Okay? Are you ready for the plan? Because I'll tell you the evolution of it. Yeah, I'm in the USA. You're going to have to go back. I can't repeat the whole thing. So, oh yeah. Hey, Leela, you would support Dieter. You two are peas in a pod, my friend. Yeah, Alex knows the plan. Alex is new to the JaYoe Nation. But hold on to it, Alex. Let me tell everybody in story form. So I came here, and my plan was to handle some tax things because I've had some. Well, if you go to my Patreon, you've obviously heard a lot of this, and this is nothing new, but I'm going to rehash this. I had trouble filing my taxes because of the pandemic, and so I was really delayed on that. And I felt like I wanted to sit down with an accountant and do it here. Taxes are something that, for me, I don't know. I'm a bit of a. I'm not numbers, and I'm not able to remember things. I'm afraid of taxes. It's something that really, when I think about it, my gut gets all tore up. I don't even have very complicated things. I just have YouTube income and some donations and things like that. But still, the idea of it just drives me crazy. So I wanted to come home to do that. My license had expired, my driver's license. I wanted to get that. Small things. But the real thing was the opportunity to come back and start traveling again. Once you're in America, the world becomes a lot more risky, but it also becomes a lot more open. And I was looking forward to that openness. And so my objective was to come here, settle in, buy an SUV or some sort of a vehicle, and then drive to see my friend Matt in Vegas. He has a big house. He's been living there a while, and he said I was more than welcome to take one of his spare bedrooms. Eventually, we were going to travel together, and we were going to go to Iceland, Egypt, do scuba diving, travel as much as possible, get back into the heart of what I started traveling for, find that energy, rejuvenate myself with that idea of traveling around the world. I have an American passport, so I can stay in America as long as possible. I was thinking that it wouldn't be a big problem for me to stay in China either, because with Annie, it was easy for me to do that. But I did feel like I spent a year solid traveling around China, but staying in China wasn't the purpose of my life. It was traveling the world. And I felt like once I got to America, access to the world became a little bit more feasible. China is going to open up last. And as far as my tour goes, when would I return to that? My trike is stuck in Kuala Lumpur. Singapore, if you guys know, is a very, yeah, this is Big Gulp number 2. This is Dad's second Big Gulp. The one is, my black one is in China, and Eva is drinking from it pleasurably, but it's staying there. So, yeah, Walkabout Rojo, tax industry. It drives me crazy. So, restarting my tour on the trike, right? When is that going to happen? That's the goal, right, guys? So what do we have next? We have, I'll show you here. So again, we'll go to the map. Let's go here. So if you see the map, you'll see that the next step was going to be Malaysia. Was going to be Malaysia to Singapore, right? Malaysia and Singapore, that border is tight as a drum. Singapore is very protective of their COVID situation, so you're not going to really be crossing in the land border without extremely special circumstances. And Malaysia is a hotbed. Malaysia is going through extreme lockdowns. If you want to go to Malaysia right now, you're talking a 14-day quarantine and very special circumstances to fly in. Then I was going to go from Indonesia to Singapore. Singapore to Indonesia. Indonesia is a mess too with regards to COVID. It's rampant across the country, and that issue is not going to end very soon. And then from there, I was thinking about going to Timor and then Australia. Now, I mean, Australia, I mean, if anybody knows Australia, they have a very, very strict measures in protecting themselves from COVID, and so does New Zealand. So when am I going to start the tour? How is this going to happen? I don't see it happening for multiples of years. Can I wait that long? I'm 41 years old. Every year I age, I get a little older, and those joints get a little rougher. My knees don't feel as like they used to. And so I thought maybe I bring the trike to the States. And so right now that when I got to America, it was buy an SUV and get the trike from let's see here. Matt, you look scary in that dark room. Yeah, sorry about that. It's the sun is going down. I could open up the store. Maybe I could get some light coming in. That's a little better. You can see Jake here. Jake, say hi. Oh, that door needs to open more. I gotta put a stopper on it. I actually wanted to do this from. I actually wanted to do this from outside, but the Wi-Fi doesn't seem to be working well, and I need to get a long cable out there. Yeah, he was snoring a while ago, doing a little dream, making all sorts of crazy noises. So let me get back. So I've been trying to get the trike from Kuala Lumpur to what I was thinking was Detroit, or was Vegas. I was going to buy a SUV with some room to throw the trike in the back, and then ride to Vegas. I was thinking I could pick up a SUV. Here, come here. Oh yes, let's go say hi to everybody. This is Jake. Yes, he is a good boy. Go lay down. Sorry. He's like, you were petting me. You keep petting me. So, where are you, Matt? Just came on. K-Bot, I'm in Detroit. So that's where I am. So, I tried to get the trike. Now I am not going to ditch the trike. So that's out. There's some people that are like, forget about it, buy a new one. That's not my style. This trike has very, very important miles on it. I want to get it back in my possession. And my friend Danny, who I don't know if you're in this chat, you just messaged me on WhatsApp. I'm doing a live stream talking about you. So I've been trying to get the trike. Air freight for this trike is anywhere from like $2,000 to like $6,000-$7,000. It's crazy money to try to get my trike, my bags here. No way I'm gonna spend over $2,000. Jeez Louise, to get that trike here. So I'm dealing with that. So that expense is high. And if I ship it ocean freight, it's going to be here in like 3-4 months. It's going to take forever. I didn't know flights are open from China to the USA. Yes, it is. They'll let you get out. So, the trike is in Malaysia. I'm trying to get it back. I'm literally talking to my friend Danny. Danny is a godsend. So Danny is the man I met in Kuala Lumpur. He's at the end of the last video in Kuala Lumpur, and he is fantastic. He is awesome. And please drop a like. Everybody that's here, drop a like. I'd like to see all of y'all give me the thumbs up and whatnot. And yeah, I'm not looking at the chat here. So hopefully you guys are nice. So I'm looking to try to get the trike back. Somebody says, how much did the trike cost? The deal isn't just the trike. I mean, it's got my ride computer that was, really expensive. I'm not going to throw out numbers, but the trike was expensive. All of my gear is expensive. It has some of the most lightweight clothing that I chose for the tour. I've got some of the most lightweight and usable gear. I need my setup. And I'm not going to be able to return to Kuala Lumpur to continue my tour as I originally planned for a long time. It's just not going to happen. We live in a COVID world, and post-COVID world too is coming. And so, Haza, I think it's a year, at least a year, I think. So yeah. You see the sound of the clock. My dad loved those clocks. So the other thing that is happening, so I'm trying to get the trike. The trike's not here yet. It seems like it's going to cost a fortune. I will tell you what, if any of you are in Malaysia and have any ideas on how to get that trike to me, I was thinking that if somebody was leaving Malaysia, I could give them some money for them to take, the boxes with them, because they're oversized baggage. And if somebody could just, like, if I could fly to Kuala Lumpur right now, I could get those boxes and I could fly back for like $1,000. Done. But the problem is there's COVID restrictions. I can't even do that. I was really thinking about doing that today. And then I'd have the trike within a couple of days. But anyways, if you guys have any ideas, please let me know. The other thing is that I wanted to buy an SUV. Oh, yeah. I wanted to buy an SUV. I've got pictures here to share with you guys of everything I'm talking about. Here's the trike, so I could show you the trike as it's so that's the trike with the wheels and the fenders. This was the trike in the hotel that was closed, and so they put it out for me, and the hotel was really, really kind. And then we boxed it up like this. They took it in the back of the bicycle. We got a bicycle store that's helping. We boxed it up, and it is now ready to. Is somebody coming back home? I'm at my stepmom's house, so she's coming home pretty soon. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. here. And so I was thinking about, so that's the trike, but I was thinking about getting an SUV, right? But if you guys know this, the chip shortage from China is crazy. Oh, it's not flimsy, Jim. It is a very, very robust trike. It's just broken apart, so it looks flimsy. But the SUV cost, the car cost, first of all, you can't get a new vehicle. So everybody now that they can't get a new vehicle because of this chip shortage, you're buying used vehicles. So the used vehicle market, the supply is going crazy. So what happens to supply and demand? The price has gone crazy. So I was looking at a decent SUV costing me like $40,000. Like $30,000 to $40,000. I was thinking I was going to be able to pick something up for 10 grand or less. Not only that, but if you keep it for a couple of years and then the market stabilizes, you're not going to be able to sell that thing. It's like throwing money away. And I didn't want to throw money away. So I 8 in the morning Beijing time. No, this is 8 p.m. Detroit time. Kevin. Yeah, 8, but it is 8 in the morning Beijing time as well. So yeah, I mean, this is a couple of weeks ago, guys. So I was considering pretty much the idea of buying a vehicle like that disappeared after I started looking at the market. It was just too expensive. So then I started thinking, I have this world tour. What my plan was to get the trike to Vegas. And then from Vegas, I will take the trike next year all the way up to Alaska and then start my tour in reverse. Okay? So the tour was going to go from Alaska all the way down through America, down to South America, all the way to the tip, over to South Africa, all the way up through Africa, into Europe, all the way across eventually to New Zealand, and then all the way back to Kuala Lumpur. Just reverse it. Because what did I think? Hey, Mark, how's it going? I'm telling you, you're missing a lot, buddy. You missed a lot. You missed a lot. I wanted to reverse the tour. I thought that if I could do that, then I could actually have a lot of time traveling, because as an American, I can move around America as long as I'm vaccinated and well vaccinated. I can move around without worry. The problem in America are all the people who are unvaccinated that are getting sick. And I did get my Moderna shot, so I have a picture of that. So let me share that. So that's me going at the waiting area. I went to Walgreens, and then this girl who had a Vietnamese name gave me my Moderna shot, and so I was really excited. I got my Moderna shot. So I've got to get the second shot in about a week. In about 10 days, I'll get the second shot, and then I have to wait a little longer, and I'm even going to get the booster shot. So I'll get all 3 shots. I don't have any problem with that. I'm not a vaccine skeptic. Stick me. And the reason that I got the vaccine here in America and not China is very specific too. My friend Jim traveled to Iceland, and he said it was really difficult to communicate why the shots, why the system in China does it that way with the QR code with the yellow ring around it. And he found it really, really inconvenient. He called me, as a matter of fact, and said, Matt, if you ever do leave China, you should get your vaccine outside of China and in the United States. Get one of the mainstream brands, because those are more, gives you more access to a lot of the Western countries. And I knew that I wanted to travel, and so that's what I'm doing now. Corrupted, thank you so much. Sorry I joined late. Give you a 1 minute update on how it started this to now. Thanks, sorry, hope you're doing off. Corrupted, thank you so much for the super chat. I am in America. I decided to move back from China and stay here for a year before I return to China to see my family. But I'm spending time here. I had done a year in China exclusively, and if you know, I'm trying to travel around the world. I don't want to just travel around China. China's an amazing country, but there's a lot more to the world than just China. So I decided to come back to America, and right now I'm sharing with you guys what I'm doing now, because there are some changes from my intended plan of getting the trike here and then going up to Alaska and doing that. Because the SUVs were so expensive, and because the trike wasn't going to be here anytime soon, and because traveling in America is different than traveling in Asia. Airbnbs are cheap. People respect cyclists more in Asia. You might have a crazy road like Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh, Bangkok, just chock full of vehicles. But they understand that they're sharing the road with bikes and trikes and any manner of sort of wheeled vehicles. My friend, James Dobson, tried to ride a trike just like mine across the United States, and he got killed. He got killed, and the driver didn't even go to jail. It was sort of like, he's a bicyclist, he shouldn't even be there. And so his life was lost. Real damn shame. I don't want to be a statistic. And so I thought, why don't I do something? And the other thing is, with the trike, I couldn't always camp because I needed to edit videos. My objective was to tell stories every single day. And I want to get back to that. I want to get back to the essence of JaYoe. Yeah, the guy didn't even get a ticket for that hit and run. He ran. He hit my friend. He ran away. Oh, Young Quate says, all hailing Winston. You would, buddy. Yeah, I put out hail and put hell, all hail Winston. Nice one. Whatever. You got some funny videos there, Young Quate. I am actually being very sarcastic. So, A for effort, though, buddy. A for effort. I have an idea, okay? I have a thought. Now, okay, I thought, why don't I invest and create a van? Not just any van, a JaYoe van life van. Now, vans have also been hit with this crazy used car craze increasing value. But there are some deals out there to be had. And instead of buying an SUV as pure transportation, why don't I buy something that is transportation, that is life, and that is work, right? All three. And so I bought a van, guys. And this is why I needed to tell you the story, because I was trying to make sure that I told all my China stories before I told you this, but it's just such a crazy thing I'm doing that I want to tell you. I got to tell you this story because it's very, very cool. And I've put a lot of thought into it. I was investigating buses. I was going to buy a shuttle bus and turn it into a house on wheels. that I could carry the trike in. It'd have that door on the back. I was thinking about buying a bus. You can get them for 20 grand. I was thinking about getting like a school bus and turning it into a roaming home, roaming studio, and a roaming garage. But what comes with that is a lot of uncertainty. That industry is called schoolie. And if you buy a school bus, it's cool. It's a lot of space, but you can't park in the narrow parking lot. It's a lot larger. It is very conspicuous. So you know there's something weird going on there. You turn the lights on inside the bus, you know, there's lights everywhere. I mean, you can do some cool stuff with them. Here, let me show you a picture of some people that did a bus. Let's see, this is no, that's a van. Where's the bus? I had some pictures of bus interiors. Okay, I didn't upload any of the bus interiors, but there are some amazing people that did some amazing things with buses. And so I decided against the bus, but then I started looking at vans. Now, vans come in all shapes and sizes. And so I've been shopping around. I went and saw a ProMaster, which is a Dodge Ram ProMaster. This is an extended van. And if you look at my head height, it's pretty high, but not really high. As a matter of fact, when I stood in that van, I could put 4 fingers above my head, an empty van. And when you put a floor and a ceiling there, that would eat up that space. And pretty soon, my 6'2" self would be kind of doing that. So I didn't want that. After that, I took a look at a Ford Transit. If you look at this, you can tell that the roof of this is much higher. Inside that van, you have 2 fists and a thumb. So I put that above my head, and I was, you see those on my arms and the bruises? I'm going to go sideline here. I have been having a lot of fun learning how to climb trees and cut branches. We have some trees in the backyard of the house, and I wanted to trim them. It's been sort of on my bucket list to learn how to climb a tree. And my friend has this is my backyard here at my dad's house. And my friend Shane had those spikes that you use to climb the tree and all the tree gear and stuff. So I've been doing that. And so you could see like it's gotten a lot better. But my knees, holy moly, my knees are sore as all heck, but fun as heck. Anyways, yeah, that's a side story. So I went and I looked at the Ford Transit. I really, really liked this van. There was a lot of head height. And then I wanted to try one more. Now there's a Mercedes. The Mercedes is a Sprinter. And so I checked out this one. The Mercedes vans are the longest, but actually I wasn't too happy with them. They were very expensive, and they were actually, when you drove them, the Ford drove like a dream. The Ford drove like a dream, and it's easy to get parts to fix them. And I was able to look around and find some. And so I ended up finding this, and I bought it. I bought this van. Now, if you look at this van, you can see that little horn on the top. That horn on top of the van is a range extender. The guy that built this van is really, really cool. He's an ex-Navy pilot. Really, really nice guy. The van's in Texas, and he's got it sort of decked out somewhat. It's got a bed. It's got electronics all the way through it. It's got insulation. He's got soundproofing in it, so it's soundproof and insulated from the weather. And he has invested a lot of energy in half finishing it. So what I'm going to do is I bought it. I'm going to fly to Texas tomorrow morning. I'm flying to Texas to get this van and bring it all the way back here to Detroit. It's like 2,000 miles. I'm going to stop in Vegas on the way back and visit my friend Matt for a day. But I have to be back in here in order to get my next vaccine. So I will come back here, and yeah, Gordon, you were right, buddy. So I'm going to take that van and I'll bring it back and I will start to tweak it. And my plan, I'll show you some interiors, okay? I'm going to show you some interiors of vans and you'll get to see what is possible. So here's a picture of an interior of a van. You have a table to work on, a nice comfortable couch, cabinets. You can do anything you want. It's basically like a home on wheels. You have this, you know, you can have a little eating area and a kitchen area and storage all the way around. And you can have this area where there's a table in the center. Like this guy is a surfer. He puts a surfboard probably in that center column and he can have a surfboard coming all the way out. When he opens the back of the van, you're open to the world. Now, if you guys know my father, you know, we have this shop. This is my dad's workshop and it's pretty much been left unused. And my dad's stuff, he's got good wood, he's got good tools. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him to some good work. And what I plan to do is, let me find the picture. What I plan to do is turn the back into this. If you look at it, it's kind of like a U shape. So there's a U-shaped couch. She's sitting in her van. She's sitting in the middle section. Here's another picture of that idea. A U-shaped couch. I have a kitchenette. There's going to be a shower. I'll show you a schematic. So I used a 3D rendering program. So I'll have my stove and my sink, but I'll have this U-shaped couch. And what that U-shaped couch does is that U-shaped couch can be turned into a bed. So you can sleep in the back. You can use the seats of it to store. And okay, my friend Royce is calling me. I can't talk to him right now. Okay, let me. I'm getting calls. Royce is the guy. Oh, my friend he's the guy that owns the van, and I need to tell him I'm doing a live stream. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Doing a live stream. Call you after. What's up? Okay, so I'm going to do the back of that van using my dad's shop and all that I know. I'm going to turn the back of that van into, where's the picture? This. I'm going to turn the back of my van into a working studio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to travel around the United States, Canada, Mexico, eventually riding the van all the way south. And I am going to be meeting interesting people with interesting stories. And I will have a studio set up inside the van in order to share their stories. Eventually, the trike will arrive. And the way that the back doors of the van are set up, one of those doors can mount the trike vertically. And so in sort of a way like this, I will be able to put the trike up on the back of the van. So it won't even take up space inside the van. And then lock it so it'll be locked on. The van has solar. It can exist as long as you fill up the water. You can exist without needing to connect to water or connect to electricity because it has solar panels and a lot of amp hours of batteries. And so that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna get it, and then I'm gonna drive it all the way back to Detroit. Along the way, I'll be thinking about my ideas and my thoughts on where to situate the doors and the windows and the cabinets and the cooler and my workstation and the toilet. And I'll end up creating a roaming video studio, but not just lonely, like an ability to bring people together. I'll be going to different parts. And you know what's interesting is without the cycling aspect being the primary mode of transportation, I can zigzag and crisscross the United States, Canada, Alaska, Mexico. I can just use the van as an opportunity to go and find the coolest people with the coolest stories, bring them to the back of the van, and share their story with you guys. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? You know what, Dieter, you're a real dick. So I don't even want to read your previous message. You sound like a real asshole. So welcome. I hope you enjoyed the opportunity to say what you said, but you're not going to talk anymore. So see you later. So yeah. And you know what? Like, I also have the story of my life in China that I can relate to the things going on in America. I will continue to share some stories about my experience and the differences. I'm not going to be, I actually made a video that you will see eventually where I escape China. You know, I escaped China by getting my passport stamped and walking across the threshold into the airplane and flying away. And then apparently going back to China eventually to sell your house and do all sorts of things, but escaping by the skin of your teeth. It's so funny. Anyways, how will you find these people? Well, John, I have a huge network of people. I have a huge audience in America. A lot of you guys that watch my videos share amazing stories. You share stories with me. I am asking the world, the JaYoe Nation, reach out there, find interesting people for me. I can start jotting down notes, building a plan, building a tour. In the beginning, I want to visit some of my friends. I got Patrick. Maybe I'll take a look at you, buddy. I'd love to see your JaYoe tattoo. But I want to go to Oregon. There's a bunch of trike manufacturers there. There's a lot of cyclists that I've known over the years that have helped me out a lot. There's Pat at T-Cycle. There's Sylvie Halpern. There's people in Boston. My Aunt Kathy. There's also Matt and I will be doing traveling. We'll be going to Egypt. We'll be going to different places around the world. Matthew Frazier wants to buy his own van, and so we will be a couple of van lifers traveling around North America. He is actually in the investigation phase for a van himself. So you escaped that way too. I hop it. You know, you're a brave man, escaping by giving that person your passport and having them stamp it, and then looking at your directory in that system. Listen, there ain't no way you're escaping through customs. If you are destined to be caught by the CCP, just like you're destined to be caught by the CIA, there's no way that you're going to be able to just walk out of any country if you're wanted. But Tristan, thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate that very much. Noel, it's going to be a great next chapter of your life. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, guys. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm lonely. You know, my Eva, for those of you that are wondering, Eva has a very good attitude about it. She knows and has always known that her father is a traveler, and she watches my videos, and we talk on WeChat every morning, every night, and I communicate with her. I'm honest with her, and she's making vlogs. I have a few vlogs that Eva has made that are very, very, very cute, and as understanding as they can be. I think it's been a very supportive atmosphere. And I'm not gone forever. I'm going to go back to China. It's not just I'm gone forever, but it's going to be a considerable amount of time. And I probably won't be staying in China for long periods of time. I'm going to be continuing my tour around the world, getting back to the original timeline, which was every few months going back to see my family and then coming back and continuing the tour. But of course, we need to get to a post-COVID world in order for that to happen. I can't go to China and quarantine for 15 days every time. John SS, JaYoe sounds like fun. Thank you so much. Eva has been really, really great. And we'll see. Was that what triggered you going to disagreeing with him actively? What was it that triggered you from going to liking Winston to disagreeing with him to actively disliking him? Well, I always disagreed with Winston. I always disagreed with him. I have friends that I disagree with all the time. But there was a difference when he went outside of China, went back to the United States, and just started whole cloth castigating the Chinese people. I don't even care if he hates the Chinese government. There's a lot of people that hate the Chinese government. I'm in America. There's a lot of people that dislike the American government, and they have every right to. But when you claim that China is destroying and killing all their minorities, and that he uses the words like all in very generalizations, it's literally dangerous, because there's a lot of people in this world that buy into everything he says and trust what he says. And I had to be a bulwark against that. So yeah, I don't, as far as Matt goes, I feel like I didn't know Matt very well, but he seems like he's completely sold his soul to Powers. I'll tell you what, you might not like what I say on the tour, or you might think that I'm aligning with somebody or not. But when I go to a forest and I think it's a cool forest, I tell you it's a cool forest. If I think something's weird between the relationship, if I have a disagreement, it's really my feelings. But I also say that I'm not an expert, because it's important to say, to have that and say you're not. I got to turn on some lights here. It's too dark back there. Let's see if I can get some. That's better. That's a little better. My head is very shiny. You know what? Hold on. All right. That's better. That's a little better. At least my head isn't shiny. Yes, these people claim to be experts. I never claimed to be an expert on China, but I certainly have a decade plus of experience there, and much more different than their experience. And I've dealt with thousands and thousands of Chinese people, from government workers to regular Chinese people. I've seen the countryside. I've cycled the countryside. They've run motorcycles. They've had different experiences. They run into a situation where the Chinese police question them in a small area of, I think they were in Mongolia, and all of a sudden they can't go 2 feet without the Chinese CCP following their every move, because they had one experience. They extrapolate it and say you can't go through China without being followed by the CCP full time. I just don't think that's true. Anyways, I am back on. I'm going to leave that. There's no need. Mobility today. Matt, I love the idea. It's inspiring, and don't change. Be who you are, and I love that you say how you feel. That's why I watch. Thanks. You've been around a long time, Mobility. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, yeah, Jake is a labradoodle. Do you want to come up here and say hi to everybody? Yeah, I'll show you Jake again. He's a good dog. Let me see here. I have to focus on him. Okay, there we go. You a good dog? Are you a good dog? Yes, you are a good dog. You have an ear infection. You have a little ear infection. Yes, you do. You are a good puppy, though. He's a good dog. Oh, now I petted you. He wants to come in. He wants to come and be part of the show now. Anyways, so 762. She's okay. I mean, she's not happy about it, but we have an understanding. I never lied and said that I was going to be in China forever, and so yeah, I can't stop petting him now. He's got it. He's got me now. He's got me now. Anyways, across the street, actually two doors down, my sister lives there, and they have Boaz. Boaz is his brother. Boaz is older, and Boaz is a big dog, bigger than Jake. Jake's 70. Whoa, hang on! Don't do that. You're pushing yourself into the. Don't do that. Come on. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. He'll give up. Give him too much attention. Give him too much attention. Be careful out there. American drivers are absolute douche canoes. Yeah. Anyways, hey guys, so okay, magnetospin, yes, I am vaccinated. I got my first shot. I'm getting the next one in 10 days. The trike, who knows? If you guys are in Kuala Lumpur, anybody out there can help me. I don't know how I'm going to do it. What I would like to do is as soon as Malaysia, okay, two things here. Let me ask you guys this because I'm curious. There's a few questions. Now that you guys have seen the whole thing, 353 people here, thank you so much. Now that you know the whole story, I want to talk to you a little bit. First, the trike. I want to go get the trike, but it's stuck in Malaysia. I could fly to, I looked on my phone and I found tickets to Malaysia for $1,000. I could fly to Malaysia right now. But if I exited into Malaysia, I would have to quarantine for 14 days. My question is, it's probably a no, but could I buy a round trip ticket to Malaysia, fly to Malaysia, exit the plane, meet my friend with my trike inside the terminal, like outside of the baggage claim, but inside the terminal, get my trike, turn around, and fly all the way back? Because if I was to go there without any bags, without anything, I could literally take my entire trike and everything and pay for oversized bags and fly back with it. And it would cost like a fifth of what I think I'm going to end up spending if I have to go through legitimate shipping. So, yeah, Dieter. Yeah, Dieter don't need to be here. View deleted message. Guelo is doing a live stream with Annie now. Yeah, whatever. You're a dick. Okay, so maybe ship it without the wheels. Well, it's not. Yeah, I guess I could just ship the frame and I could buy, but those rims are important. The rims actually mount onto the trike in a special way. I really want to keep it together. And just shipping is prohibitively expensive. But I'm wondering, get your friend to check your bike as luggage. How would that work though, Fred? You call me afterwards if you have an idea. If any of you have an idea. Matt, you cannot fly to Malaysia at the moment without good reason, as you need to get an entry pass from the Malaysian government. That's what I needed to hear, David. So you can courier it back to the U.S. Pushcart, old man, it's really expensive. I am calculating around $2,000 but it's actually a lot more than that once it goes through courier and stuff. I don't know. I'm looking at options, but let me know what you think. If you have any ideas, you let me know. If you had somebody that was leaving Malaysia, then they're big boxes, but I could give them I'd give somebody $1,000 cash. They could fly with these things. I don't know, $1,000 cash plus whatever fees, oversized fees they'd have to pay. Not a bad deal if they're just flying back, you know. So how much is a new bike? Magnetospin, I mean, I got like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into that bag. Not to mention the panniers are hundreds of dollars. The bags themselves are like $500+ The computer that I use, my Garmin, that's like an $800 computer. I got a lot of like little doodads and stuff. That's a lot of money added up. And even my boxer shorts are like high-end boxer shorts. When you add them all up, it gets expensive. Let me look at my phone here. Your friend could buy a ticket and check the bike as luggage with your name on it. Could they? Could that happen? Could you buy it? I could buy my friend a ticket, pay for his ticket to fly to the States. He doesn't go, but he gives the luggage directly to Detroit. Then it would just, is that a way to do it? if that's a way to do it, does that work that way? Because I know that I've traveled and then I've heard people who have had their flight, they couldn't catch their flight, but they checked their luggage and their luggage arrived at the destination, but they didn't. No way? Likely no? I mean, that would be the best way to do it. That would be, I'd spend $1,000 for his ticket to come here, and he just have to drop those things off as if he's flying, check him in, then he goes home. Doesn't get on the plane. But if he doesn't get on the plane, then would they pull the luggage off? I don't know. It sounds like a bomb risk too, you know, right? Simple is always the answer. No customs would be an issue. Yeah, you're right, because you'd have to pick it up on an international flight in Detroit and take it through. Yeah. Slow boat must be cheaper. It's still very expensive. Matt, my grandkids ship surfboards. Check the shipping through the airlines. It's far cheaper. You can pick up at the airport or at customs. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, talk to the airlines. Cool. Yeah, let me check some things. These are good things. These are good things. Okay, last time trying, if you can read my message. Welcome back. I created a great idea for my life that maybe matches yours. Let me know how to meet you in person. I'm in Seattle, Matt. Well, JZZ, congratulations for taking a big leap in your life. I plan to go to Oregon, very, very much so. And so, yeah, I would love to meet up with you. That would be very cool. And I'm sorry. I know that you guys, that was that message. I know you guys have been leaving messages, and I've just been telling my story. But let's see here. Let me talk about some things. Matt, last I know was of your channel having 40,000 subs. I remember the media hatred after you covered certain Chinese village stuff. Now you have 120,000. That's awesome. Yeah, gee, isn't that neat? I actually, on Douyin in China, I have over 1 million subscribers on my TikTok, which is pretty cool. And then with my Chinese audience, I have a whole bunch of opportunities to monetize the tour. So that's the first thing. I have a van. It's coming. I'm going to Texas tomorrow to pick it up. It's going to change the method of the JaYoe World Tour, but not the purpose of the JaYoe World Tour, which is to travel and see the world and share stories. So that's cool. What I wanted to ask you guys, so this is the next, Matt, if you see Nomad's Land. Yeah, is that a TV show or is that a YouTube channel? I know there's a bunch of nomad type people on there. Can you access Chinese TikTok from America? No, you can't. So you have to get it in China. It's called Douyin, and it's sort of like the way it is. You can get on a VPN and then use your store, I guess, from your VPN. Once you have it on your phone, you can watch it, but you need to have a Chinese account in order to get it. Yeah, talk to the airlines. Just have someone sell your stuff and buy new, or better yet, just enjoy van life. Jim, no. Just enjoy van life for sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking if it's prohibitively expensive, I will just leave the bikes in Kuala Lumpur until I can fly there and pick them up, or until it's cheaper to ship them. But I think flying there to pick them up is the cheapest way to go, which is crazy. Flying to Kuala Lumpur and coming back is less cost than shipping them. I find that amazing. Plus, it's a lot less rigmarole, because if you go through customs, you got to line by line write everything that's in there. And I got little like kits of things to fix the trike, and I got clothes, and I've got camera stuff, and it's just so much stuff. So I'm just going to enjoy van life until I can get the trike back. I was hoping, unless I can figure out something. But yeah. Let's see here. My ex-girlfriend from Anhui had to go to several shipping places to get some shirts she bought, sent me in the US. One place told her customs here will confiscate the shirts. Yeah. I don't want somebody to take my trike. Come on now. That would be bad. That won't work, as the baggage will only be loaded if you board the flight. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It was an interesting idea, though. Looks like I'll be missing you when I move to Ningbo and start working at HD. Well, you'll see Eva for sure. Do you have any idea of the rule regulations for flying to China from USA aside from COVID and antibody tests? My friend, Jason. Jason, are you here? Because Jason came by. This is Jason. Jason came by. He is a subscriber. If you know Jason, you know Jason as JK is his screen name. I don't think he's here because normally I'd see him. He is quarantining in China right now. So he flew back to China. You have to get, obviously you've got to go to the embassy you got to go to a specific place to get your COVID test. He had to go to a place near Detroit, very specific. You can't get your test at Walgreens. You got to get your COVID test at a very specific place. When you fly back, you have to fly to Singapore, where the crew will change because there is only one crew there's only a few crews that specifically go in and out of America without having to quarantine every time. And so they end up transferring in Seoul. And then in Seoul, you fly into China. And then once you're in China, you're going to quarantine. And I think Jason is quarantining for 3 weeks. And he had to do 1 week in one city, and then he transferred to another city. And I'm not going to tell you where he is, but he's got a great hotel that he's quarantining, and his business that's the other thing. You got to have a reason to go to China. His business had to write a letter and negotiate and say this person's job is mission critical to be in China to help, and so he had to do that. So yeah. So let's see here. What else? Matt, you should come visit Olympia, Washington, in the West Coast. Yeah. Give me some ideas. I want to travel around. I've been doing a lot of running. So every morning I run from my house here all the way to that building there is called the 9 Mile Pier building. And I run there. I've been trying to run every day. I've been getting a lot of fun things around the house, backyard, had some roots that came up. Out of that section, I pulled that many roots out of the bricks. Pretty crazy. And then that white dog there, that's Boaz. So that's the other white dog, and the other one is Jake. So yeah, that's the deal. So in summary, I'm in America. Oh, we'll wait for that. Should ring 9 times. Okay, that's every quarter hour, and then in 15 minutes at 9 o'clock, that thing is going to ring for 9 times. Anyways, so in summary, I am in America. I invested a year COVID time in China. I felt like I did some amazing things there. I decided to spend the next year in America. I bought a van that I'm going to convert into a roaming studio. So I'm going to convert an area sort of like that into that. And so from the back of the van, I will be able to sit there with some friends and people and share stories of their journey. I won't even have to say, hey, come to my studio. We'll blah, blah, blah. I'll just be like, what's your story? I'm coming to you with a very professional setup, and I'm going to share your story. So how long have I been home? I've been here since the beginning of the month. Matt, you just came in. You're a little late. Matthew Frazier is here. He's he just hashtag van lifed. And that, for those of you that don't know, Matt is my friend who I will be visiting in a few. I'm leaving. Hey, Matt, I'll see you. I don't know. Can I drive from Dallas to Vegas in one night? If I can, I might come and see you tonight or tomorrow night. If not, I'll see you day after tomorrow. But yeah, I'm picking up the van in Texas, and I'm riding the van as it is to Vegas and then to Detroit. And once I get here, as I showed you in the pictures, my dad has a shop that after he died sort of was left to fix gardening equipment, but he has every tool that you could possibly imagine. And I'm going to turn this van into a beautiful roaming podcasting studio. And it'll not only be that, but it'll be my bed. It'll be my kitchen. It'll be solar powered, completely off the grid. And I'll be able to take it anywhere I want in the world. Well, at least in North and South America. Thank you, sweet van. Yeah, I'm very excited. Dallas to Vegas, it's a long day's ride. Yeah. Turn the van into a Matmobile. Well, it'll be the JaYoe Nation van for sure. As a matter of fact, I got some decals that I put on the trike. They're reflective decals. I'm going to put them on the back of the van right underneath Ford Transit. It's going to be amazing, guys. I am really, really excited about it. It's a bag of mixed emotions. Okay. Before I wrap anything up, what do I do? Okay. I have stories. I have 5 episodes from Inner Mongolia to Xinjiang. I have a bunch of nuance videos, but that doesn't matter. I can show nuance episodes whether I'm here in China or here in America or in China. It doesn't matter. But my videos, at least the non-live stream ones, follow a progression. And I have the trip with CGTN that you're watching right now, and that will be wrapping up in 5 episodes. Then I have a trip that I took with Lee Barrett. That's about 5 or 6 episodes. That one's amazing, guys. Me and Lee took a road trip in a Lincoln Co. car, and we road tripped to 3 different sorts of abandoned and in-process cities. We went to Shonan, which was a city being built for 25 million people, and we snuck into the construction site and we flew our drones around it. Amazing, amazing. Then afterwards, we went to Shijiazhuang. Not Shijiazhuang. No, that's not Shijiazhuang. We went to, I forgot. We went to another city that has a abandoned district. A really, really, truly $1 billion investment, went belly up, and we explored that. And then the third place we went to was Ordos. And in Ordos, we explored this city that used to be a ghost city, but is not anymore. And that was an amazing story. I mean, a really, really amazing story. So I've got those stories. And then I have 60 stories from CCTV that I traveled around with a crew filming a TV, like a travel series. And I have like 50 episodes of that. Beautiful, really, really nice stories. Really, really want to share them with you. But, okay, Lauren, okay. So this is what I'm asking. How do I do it? Intersperse them? You know, blend them with what I'm doing now? Or get rid of that story and start from van life? Because what you'll end up doing is you're going to have one chasing the other for a long time. You're going to have the old story going like this, and then a new story like this, and eventually you're going to see me, the last video I shot, which was me leaving China, coming to America. And if I was to go in series, you wouldn't see that story for months and months. And I just don't like that. You know what I like? I like sharing you guys a story of me doing this right now. But I think it's going to be confusing. Netflix style, let people binge. Well, the problem with that, Cog, is that you lose viewership by launching them in sequence. If I launched all the episodes, I've tried that before. I put 3 episodes out in a day. If you did that, you get a lot of traction on the first one. You wouldn't get the traction on the end one. 2 a day, old and new. that's not easy. List it out in episodes. So maybe I could put like a episode, the date obviously would come up. How can you, well, you see, this is an interesting thing. Like, how can you abandon your family so long? Very sad about your move. and these people that say that, they probably haven't watched me for years, like a lot of you other people. And that was one of the things I was curious about, people having that attitude and not being able to understand that my daughter was born with the understanding that this is what her dad was going to do, travel around the world. And Annie understood that as well, you know, so there's always going to be contact, but there was never an idea that I was going to stay in China full time. But that's a hard thing for people to understand. It's a hard thing for people to understand that there's other different ways to, you know, to live your life. And I'm trying to share the story of how I'm living my life. And it might be counter to the way that you think a life should be lived, but it is what it is. So, okay, and let me see some more of this. End the first video mentioning a thought to where you will be next and so on. That is very possible. If I do things daily, I can know exactly what video will follow up and be like, hey guys, the next video you're going to see is from my China story, and I'll be doing this and this. That could work. It's going to take a lot of finagling though. Cry over the Cloud Atlas quote. That was listen, Cloud Atlas made me cry, and I made a video. That's one of my original videos on the channel. Lots of dad travel for work, right? Let's see. Damn, people are soupy nosy. Yeah, well, that's for sure. Don't do an episode and make each video special. Yeah, but I've already recorded storied episodes. Like I go to sleep one day, I wake up the next day, I do this, and then I go to sleep, and then I take, you know, it's very sequential. It would be very hard to break up that sequence. Should timeline chronicles with the date and the episodes, that's for sure. So I can do that. Most definitely I can do that. Congratulations on your new journey. Thank you very much. Let's see here. You could do 2 channels. Oh, I don't want to open up another channel. It's just too tough. I think just mix it. You know, Double Bubble. You know who agrees with that? Lee Barrett told me. He's like, just you know, mix them up. You know, Corrupted. What else you got here for me, buddy? Bro, live your life, not the life others think you should live. Excited for you. All the best. Thank you, Corrupted. You're in Vegas, right? Because we just talked. And I know. We're going to have to cross paths, buddy. We're going to have to cross paths. Some people that are on my list of crossing paths with, like I said, Pat at T-Cycle, Sylvie Halpern, who is a cyclist, my Aunt Kathy in Boston, you, Corrupted, Patrick, where are you, Patrick? I'd like to see you. And I'd like to go and see Cyrus in Canada. So Cyrus Jansen and I had been talking, and I can't wait to see him. Meet him and see what his life is like. Lots of good stuff. What else? With the internet, the world isn't as big as it once was. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Jay-Z, that's an interesting idea. Monday, Wednesday, Friday for new ones, and Tuesday, Thursday. It's going to be hard for me to do daily videos. I don't think I can keep up daily just consistently. Just make a long movie. Jim, I love your picture. Is that your face, Jim? Is that you, or is that a funny face that you found? Because that is, you got a nice little hootsa there, buddy. You got a nice little hootsa there. Can I join your visit with Cyrus? I don't know if you're near Cyrus. You'd have to contact him. It's not going to be for a while. I got to finish the van. There's a lot of steps I need to take before. Let's see here. I'm not sure if this is possible. You can show China videos with the new one added one in the same video, or vice versa. Yeah, that might be interesting. There's a lot of options. Furong Boss. Yeah, I am in Detroit, in USA right now. And Jim, that's you. That's quite a mug you got there, buddy. That is quite a mug. You look like a funny guy to hang out with, have a beer. Let's see here. Not me. What? Listen, there's a lot of people out there I want to visit. I just named a couple of them. But viewers' convenience to know what's new without you telling them each time. For viewers' convenience to know what's old, what's new, without you telling them each time. Well, oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that for sure we'll be doing stuff like that. Hey, Sam, how's it going? What's up, buddy? What's up? So I think that what I'm going to do for the time being is that I'm going to make live streams right? So from time to time, I will do live streams. Anytime I do a live stream, it will be this story. Me getting the van. When I get to the van, I want to show you guys. When I meet Matt in Vegas, I want to show you guys. Maybe they'll be like that for a while. And then I'll still be doing the Chinese videos. That way I can explain it. And maybe even in the live stream, I can explain what the next video is going to be. For example, the next video in my Chinese series is going to be me and Jing and the crew from CGTN riding into Xinjiang. And there's blown out tires. There's COVID restrictions at gas stations. There's piles of human feces on the side of the road, which is really, really cool. People give me shit for not talking about the shitty parts of China. Well, I will most certainly talk about the shitty parts of China in the next episode. It's not that gross, though. It's just sort of funny. Do a series of episodes on the van build. Most certainly, I will be doing a series of videos on the van build. As a matter of fact, van life is a very popular video. So that's a very popular format. So I think that I can gain some new subscribers who are interested in van life, and that it'll be that sort of a van life sort of series. And so I'll be a van life guy with eventually a trike, where I'll be going to places, dropping the trike and riding it around, making trike videos and van videos. It's going to be very cool. Jimmy, a snarky guy, you're one of the biggest regrets of you moving, and I never got a chance to steal this hat. Well, I'll come back, but you ain't getting the hat. So I'll come back someday, but you ain't getting the hat. Please don't ditch a Chinese series. They are so enjoyable. Kobe's, I don't want to. Yeah, Noel. Literally a shitty. That is literally shitty. Literally shitty. Let's see here. Do you plan on visiting Winston to make amends? No. But I got to tell you what, I'm very interested to hear his take on me being here. I have a feeling that there will be some people that are going to really enjoy making up theories about why they think I have been in. I love people that think that they know what I think. So it will be interesting. Jim, buddy, don't forget about Minneapolis on the tour. Of course. Jim, for all of you, as the guy that I've been that was in Ningbo with me, and we toured Ningbo, and we went to Chongqing together. And Jim has some amazing cameras, buddy. I don't know if I'm going to see you on the way back, because I got to get my Moderna vaccine on the 29th. So I've got to go get the van, then go to Vegas, then drive all the way back to Detroit. And I would like to see you, but it's no promise. Everybody say hi to Jim. How's it going, buddy? So yeah, Jim, I was talking about you earlier, that you gave me the inspiration, part of the inspiration for the thought of first getting the vaccine in America and not China, because your trip to Iceland was troubled, right? And second, your trip to Iceland kind of inspired me. And, once I'm in America, I have a lot more options to move around. I will do the van, but I will also be able to move around. So that will be cool. You can look for bad restrooms. Yes, I can. Yeah, I can. Yeah, Tristan. Hey, Jim, your photos are amazing. They are, sure. I abandoned this channel. All about the money earned on YouTube. You cannot appreciate your move to the U.S. and left your family. Typical American egotistic behavior. Well, if you got to go, buddy, you've got to go. You obviously don't understand me. And if you don't, that's fine. You can hate me. You can love me. You can be nonchalant. I really don't care. That's up to you. I'm not forcing anybody to watch. Maybe visit fellow YouTubers. Yeah, definitely. I would love to visit other YouTubers, but I'm going to have to find people like you guys that are going to help me connect with people like that, because it's not easy. To be honest, it would be great if I had some sort of an agent, somebody that was scouring places and things. I'm thinking about actually visiting. I was almost going to get a TV show on the Discovery Channel a while back, and the studio is here in Detroit, and maybe they could create a idea for a TV show with me in the van life. So I'm going to go out and meet them and see if maybe they might be interested. So yeah, it's funny. Brooke, you mentioned Prime in China. It's funny. This guy, I'm not going to put his name on. I'm not going to put the comment on Brooke, but this guy has this video about me where he rails on me about making long videos that are over 2 hours. And the guy is a big fan of Winston and Matt, who weekly make videos over 2 hours. It's very selective ridicule. It's so funny. Hey, what about your fish tanks in Ningbo? Well, Annie's going to take care of the fish tank in Ningbo. Hey, Matt, have you watched Kara and Nate? Yeah. Yeah, they're from Nashville. Yep. Trust me, I have been on this van life YouTube school kick, and I have been doing nothing but watching van life videos. I am drowning in van life videos. So, been following your channel for so many years now. Is there anything you haven't tried your hand at from A through Z? Next thing you know, you'll be live streaming while piloting a jet. Flying the jet is on my bucket list. Also, wingsuit jumping and actually skydiving, but I wanted to do that in New Zealand. Swimming with great white sharks. There's a bunch of things that I think that I can tackle while I'm here. Maybe I can walk the Appalachian Trail or a section of it. That would be something that I'd like to do. Lots of things. Matt, how did the new dog turn out in China? Well, the Rose is doing very good. And so she's doing okay, actually. She's growing up. I have some pictures. There's a video of Rose. Actually, Eva, I'm going to show you a video. It's so cute. Eva wanted to make vlogs. So she recorded her own series of vlogs. And I told her that I will insert them as an end cap on some of the episodes. So when you watch this, look at how Eva uses her hands, because it is so cute. It is so cute. Anyways, here we go. Here's Eva doing a vlog, and she's in a new restaurant, and she's showing us the restaurant. So.
Hi, my name is Eva.
It's a new restaurant.
Yeah.
The name is The Corner.
The Corner.
Yeah, it's just open and it's brand new, right?
Yeah.
And what do you eat?
I'm eating bread.
The bread is.
I'm eating bread.
Okay, you try. Oh, okay. It's your daddy? Is that for daddy? Daddy, have a bite. Okay, I help daddy. Really yummy.
It's a morning thing.
Okay, so what are you going to eat? Spaghetti.
So was that the flower something?
She's telling Annie to look at the videotape the flowers, all the B-roll. It's so cute. There's a ton of clips.
If you want to do some more things,
There's a funny clip where I'm trying to focus and it's hard to focus.
Ooh, yummy bread. Have a bite. Say louder, please.
if you know,
And cheese.
Actually, there's a funny bit where there's a funny bit where somebody comes over to the table and she says, I'm shooting a video. She's shooting a video. She is so cute. She's so adorable. Anyways, we stay in touch. As a matter of fact, as soon as I finish this, I will pick her up and talk to her for a little while. But yeah, so you'll have a bunch of like little cameos from Eva making videos in the future. So that will be very cute. So what else here? Daddy's little girl for sure. Well, mommy's little girl too. David, I'm proud of you and your family, Matt, helping to bridge the gap between China and the US. That's for sure, man. I mean, we live in very, very polarized times. And there's polarization inside America, and there's polarization America with China. There's polarization everywhere. I don't even want to say there's polarization in China. I feel like China has unified in a way that is remarkable over this COVID time. COVID has unified China in a way that I had never seen it before. So does she have a channel, Saul to Paul? No. Brooke, Matt, keep up the good work. You should do a collab with Cyrus. Yep, that's the plan. She's not old enough for school yet. Yeah, that was her. She was wearing her school uniform. She's in summer school right now. So every day she's playing games or swimming or doing all sorts of things. You know, Chinese people swim. Did you know that? Chinese people swim. And if you watch the last episode of my vlog, they even have birds. Like there's like literal birds in China some places. Anyways. Oh, before I go, I wanted to show you this. Back to the, okay. We added to the stream. I want to show you this. If you guys remember, I interviewed this girl. This is Zoe. And Zoe has been stuck in Tonga for the entire pandemic. I will put the link in the description. Check out her story. It was pretty cool. So I talked with her. I talked with her because she worked in North Korea. And so she worked in North Korea during the pandemic. She went back to China. Then she went to Korea, South Korea, and the virus was starting to rage. So she ended up taking a vacation to Tonga, and she ended up stuck there for 18 months. And this is her story. And she ran like a 100-kilometer marathon around the island. She's organizing, interesting things. She's been through a hurricane. It's a very interesting story. Take a look at it and join her Instagram. And if you do, tell her that Matt sent you. I was pretty excited to see that article on CNN, and she's a very, very nice person. And take a look. Take a look. Tonga. Where is Tonga? R3D. Tonga is north of New Zealand. So it's in the middle of nowhere. New Zealand's kind of in the middle of nowhere. So it's north of New Zealand, which is like in the middle of nowhere. So, okay, we've got 349 people here. Since you are in the US, do you plan on keeping a weapon in the van? Yeah, I'll have some pepper spray. I'll certainly have some pepper spray in the van. Hey, Matt, miss your cycling vlogs. When do you start going around the world? Juanhua, man, you missed it. I talked about Jack Ruby crew. Yeah, I talked all about it. I'm going to continue my tour, but I'm reversing it. So instead of going from China all the way to America, I'm going to start from America and going all the way to China. And Jack Ruby crew, good to see you doing well. Get in touch when you make it to New Zealand, living in the South Island. I don't know when I'll be there, but I'll look you up when I get there. Who else? I see Siamese Boy. Surely there will be an episode on Eva joined Daddy on the van tour during holiday. Most certainly. As a matter of fact, Annie and Eva we have to get past this pandemic. But once the pandemic is gone, all these options open up and we can do all sorts of things. So, most certainly Eva and Annie will be joining Van Life. They'll be coming to the United States. Dada and Shasha are going to be coming here for school. So there's all sorts of opportunities, but we're going to have to get through this period of time. By the way, Siamese Boy is Towin, and I'm still trying to get my trike from Kuala Lumpur to the States. So if you watch this live stream, it's a pretty long one, but if you watch this live stream and go back, you'll see my discussion on how I am trying to figure out how to get my trike here. I'll tell you what, Tawen, if you can get out here, I'll buy you a ticket. I'll buy you a round trip ticket. I will. I'll buy you a round trip ticket to Detroit. And you can come here. We can hang out. And then you fly back. The only problem is you're going to have to quarantine for 14 days. If you were willing, I would buy you a ticket to come to America. I would do that. Just you'd have to bring my trike because it would be cheaper than shipping them. You should hook up with fellow YouTuber Peter. What was that? Peter, what was that? I lost it. Where was that? Because Peter was that guy that talked to Lao 86. Yeah, I was really disappointed. I like Peter. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with him talking to Matt because Matt has a lot of followers and that's what you do with you collaborate. But Matt was talking his usual strain of bullshit and Peter doesn't know that it's bullshit, you know? So you just basically listen to who you listen to and Matt has a large following. So you think everything he says is true. So let's see what else. We're going to wrap this thing up. I think we're getting on 2 hours here. Make sure to stop by the Caribbean. Yeah. What national parks am I visiting? That's a plan in the future. New Zealand was visited by China during the Ming Dynasty. Cool. You keep it 22? Damn, Michael. JaYoe to that. John, keep a 45? Good golly, Miss Molly. That's a 14-day quarantine. I'm on 12 of my quarantine after I came back to Shanghai from Hong Kong. Quarantine sucks. Yeah, it sure does. We didn't have to quarantine in America. They just let me in. Can you start a GoFundMe page for shipping my trike? I mean, I guess I could. I don't know. I'm not big for GoFundMe. I like Patreon because at least I'm telling the story. But GoFundMe, not yet. Not yet. Maybe. If I need to figure out my options first. You know, the other day I had a right-wing nurse spout talking points about starving Chinese. Would you like to comment? Government here have caused COVID-19 to rip through north, southwest. We're going to lockdown till express. I don't know. Americans are crazy, man. They are crazy. I mean, they are buying into the, like, wow. I was watching YouTube videos of crazy people and screaming at pardon my French, screaming at, PTA meetings and stuff, but it's almost worse than that. I mean, obviously I have a lot of friends who are what I think is sensible, but holy moly. I mean, the strength of some of these people's belief, and it's all from this propaganda. They think China's got propaganda while America's, okay. America's got its propaganda too, for sure. I mean, America's got numbers that if they were in China, you wouldn't be able to exit your house. And everybody in China would say, that's what you got to do. Not everybody, but most people. And they would stomp it out, and then life would be normal again. Anyways, I'm done. How about that? So I will be doing more of these live streams. The live streams are going to be present day. I'm going to try and figure out, I do want to make videos, like actual videos of my purchase of the van, of my build of the van. But until I figure out how to balance the past and the present, give me some suggestions. Leave them in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Leave any suggestions for getting the trike here. Put it in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. I mean, obviously, I know some of you are. Oh, Annie is jumping on right now. So we will jump on and I'll say hi to her. Hello.
What are you doing?
I'm doing a live stream. Say hi.
Okay.
Is Eva there? Or she's at school. She's at school.
Mm-mm.
No?
We finished school 2 days ago.
Oh, that's right.
She's watching TV in her bedroom.
Oh, okay. Can I call you back in a few minutes? I'm just going to sign off. Okay. Bye. Okay. So yeah, that's about it. If you have anything, any questions, comments, if you have anybody that's really interesting that you have a personal connection with, you let me know. And maybe I can connect with them when, you know, I want to start building a list of cool people. And then once the van is ready, I'm on the road finding them. So thank you so much. I've been wanting to share this for a long time, but I didn't know how and when. Yeah, I'm here in the States. So cheers, everybody, to a new chapter. Same story, new chapter, and a whole bunch of new opportunities. So take it easy, guys. JaYoe, like, subscribe, share. Please come back into the fold. If you've disappeared from the channel for a while because either I've been absent or whatever, keep me on the radar. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you're not liking, like. And I'm once I get the van, and once the van is set up, I have a feeling that I will be cranking out content, lovely content, very, very, very quickly, and very good content. And I'm going to be having this roaming studio where I'll be sleeping, working, cooking, traveling, everything together, and making it work, hopefully. So or at least trying to, and you'll follow me through. So let's go, JaYoe. We'll talk to you later. And yeah, did you like this stream? Did you like this? I'm using StreamYard, so I'm looking at my computer and the camera. Normally, I'm just using my phone and doing it like this, but I plugged in to the Ethernet here, and it's quite good. So take it easy, JaYoe. Thank you. Bye-bye. And we'll talk to you later. End broadcast.